Happy Friday, everyone. This is Skin Edge with Georgia Lake Public Affairs Group with your weekly legislative update. Some of you may be familiar with the famous work of Sir Thomas Carlyle, Sartor Resartus, which was written in the 1800s. There's a phrase from that book called 5 to go, and that describes exactly where we stand with respect to the legislative process. We have 5 days left in the legislature. We will have days 36 through 38 next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And sine die is still expected to be on Wednesday, March 31st. We've got a lot to do in a short time period, but things are beginning to move rapidly at the General Assembly. There's several major bills that are still outstanding and pending as of today. Of course, the biggest one is the state budget. The Senate is expected to pass its version of the budget next Wednesday. Then, of course, it will go to a conference committee between the House and the Senate. This year's conference committee could be a little more contentious than it has been the case in the last few years. You've got a situation where not only is the Senate looking at some different spending plans than the House has put in their version, but you've also got the complicating factor of the federal funds coming down under the American Rescue Plan that was just passed by Congress. You have literally billions of dollars coming to state and local governments in the next few weeks, and the state Senate and the state House are going to have to try to decide how they want to be involved in that spending and whether or not they can work things out with Governor Kemp along those lines as well. So a lot to take place on the budget front in the last 5 days of the session. There's some other major bills that are also still being considered. One bill, Senate Bill 290, House Bill 290, which is now in the Senate, which deals with visitation in hospitals, nursing homes, and assisted living communities. That has received a lot of public attention. The Senate will hold hearings on that bill, House Bill 290, beginning next week. We expect that the Senate will make some major changes to the bill, particularly in the area of hospital visitation. And then, of course, the bill will go back to the House to see if they can reconcile their differences on that bill. Another bill that I think a lot of people are following very, very closely is Senate Bill 142 and Senate Resolution 135 dealing with sports betting. Those measures now reside in the House Economic Development Committee, chaired by Ron Stevens. We spoke with Chairman Stevens this week, and he expects to have hearings on those measures next week as well. Not only are you going to be looking at what happens with sports betting, you still also have the casino interest and the horse racing interest who are interested in this and trying to maybe catch a ride on these bills as well. So stay tuned to see what happens there. There were several health care measures passed this week. House Bill 307, sponsored by Chairman Sharon Cooper, which deals with telemedicine. Telemedicine has become, of course, very popular during the pandemic. It's proven to be very effective. Doctors like it, patients like it. And this bill sort of tries to streamline the process and ensure that insurance companies pay for telemedicine visits. That bill is passed out of committee and is now in Senate rules, and we expect it to move through the Senate chamber and onto the governor's desk. There was also a bill, House Bill 567, which again was sponsored by Chairman Cooper, dealing with newborn screenings. They're expanding the type of health screenings that are performed on newborns to try to detect any problems or abnormalities as soon as possible. This is a very important bill, we think, that will save lives and save dollars for the state of Georgia in the coming years. Attached to that measure was also an amendment that we placed on the bill dealing with maternal mortality reporting, and it will require hospitals and physicians and others to respond within 30 days anytime the Maternal Mortality Commission requests copies of their records. A lag in reporting has been a problem, and this is an effort to try to shore that up. There's a compromise bill that is also moving through the General Assembly, a bill between the Georgia Beer Wholesalers Association, who we represent, and the Craft Brewers Association. The bill deals with transfer of product of beer between breweries owned by the same company. This matter was resolved through delegate negotiations, has now passed the Senate, is in the House Regulated Industries Committee, and we expect that bill to come out of the committee next week as well. So as you can see, there are a lot of measures that still have a few steps to go. We'll be following those very, very closely. In between that, this week, we had the chance to host a couple of events as we try to do. One was the Rural Caucus Luncheon that we sponsored along with CVS. Had a great attendance there. It gave Catherine Rayner with CVS an opportunity to talk to the Rural Caucus about the measures CVS is taking to distribute COVID vaccines throughout the state of Georgia, both now and in the future. Got a lot of questions. There are a lot of concerns out there about the vaccines, as you know, and I think Catherine did a great job of letting the legislators know exactly what the plan is going forward, and also providing them with information so they can provide that information to their constituents. Also, on Thursday evening, Trip Martin and his wife Julie opened up their home for a St. Patrick's celebration. We had a number of legislators attend. It was a very festive get together, a lot of fun, and a good chance to relax as we gird ourselves for the final days of the session. It's great to be with you again. We appreciate y'all trusting us with your interest at State Capitol. I can assure you that we'll be working very, very hard between now and sine die, and we'll be there on your behalf until the gavel sounds, probably around midnight on the 31st. We'll be back with you next week. Thank you again.